Join us today as we visit Brian Jackson here in Lakeside still?
Lakeside, California.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. This is Brian Jackson. I presume I got your name right. You want to tell me a little bit about yourself, Brian?
I got into bonsai the same time as my brother, I think in 1977.
Watching a magazine?
No, actually, we went to Balboa Park and saw a demonstration there.
Oh,
San Diego Bonsai
his
Club.
story was you saw the Sunset magazine.
Maybe, but we started going to the Bonsai Club in San Diego in, I think it was 77. And there were maybe 15 people at a meeting then. I think they had about 30 members.
Okay.
Way back in the day. And they said for you to join, you have to come to 2 meetings first. We don't want to just sign you up on the spot. So we did, and we became members.
And that's how you got in.
And that's how.
Have you been doing bonsai for 30 years?
I've been playing with it for probably 45 years.
Okay.
We started in 77, so it's been a long time.
And it was, but are you in the game, out of the game?
I'm in the game now.
Okay.
But I was in the game very heavily, and I had probably 200 trees here in this area where we're sitting. This is all benches and a reverse osmosis system and all that, and a bunch of stuff in pots that I was growing up, working material. Rough material.
I presume interest changed over the years, the last 40 plus
years.
Yeah,
I got into wood turning.
Okay, like
with a lathe.
With a lathe, okay.
You stand in front of a piece of material that's spinning toward you, and I realized this is instant gratification.
Oh yes, as your brother says, patience is a long game for bonsai, but.
So I got into that, and then I got into making spheres, which is like mineral spheres, like rocks.
Well, that's
that
tough.
Look like big marbles.
Yeah.
I made probably, 50 or 60 of those, and then I got out of that. And now I'm into ornamental turning, which is a very fine woodworking art that dates back to the 1500s. And I have a rose engine lathe that I do that work on. I'll show you some examples of that. But he invited me to his house, and I was driving up his driveway, and he had all these cycads, all these blue plants, and I'm going, what is this? He goes.
So you're interested in plants at that point?
Yeah, I have a kind of a green thumb. So he goes, oh, these are South African cycads. In the spring we'll take off a few pups and give you some. And when I left his house and came home and took a shovel to my backyard and took out all the bird of paradise and andinas, all that stuff I had, all that trash that I had in my backyard, and now it's all cycad. Cycad garden about where I wanted it, and I go, I have time on my hands.
You went back to bonsai.
Third time.
So
I sold my whole collection twice.
So this is what we're seeing right now. This is another
2 years.
Wow, so that's a quick turnaround time.
Mm-hmm.
You went.
Well, I did put the Bal Cyprus I put in the ground 6 years ago, and they've been out of the ground for 2. So
the one that twisted.
Yeah, those were in the ground in that area where the bonsai is, where the turntables are. That was all just a growing place for my Bal Cyprus. So I grew those for 4 years, and then dug them all up and started training them.
So you had those trees in the ground for a while. You just
the Bal Cyprus were in the ground for 4 years.
Okay.
Even the one that's like this big,
it
just grew like, I don't know. It's genetics, right? It grew faster than the rest.
Yeah. And then, do you have a favorite tree right now of your bonsai?
I really like Bal Cyprus, always have. I saw one that Mas Takanashi had at one of the bonsai shows in San Diego, and I was mesmerized by it.
Is it because, is it the trunk? Is it the
feather? It was just the tree. It was a formal upright with a gin top. I mean, I think they're graceful.
Okay.
They kind of a weepy, ferny looking aspect to them. And I just loved that tree, and I was hunting everywhere for Bal Cyprus, and nobody even knew what I was talking about. And I found some seedlings in 1 gallons.
And they take off pretty easily.
And that's the one that's at the Huntington. That's where that came from. That came from the 1 gallon plant.
Okay.
4 1 gallon plants that I got. I put those together in, I think, 77. the one that's at the Huntington.
The first time you did bonsai?
Yeah, when I first started. Yeah, I did that.
What's your favorite tree right now that you haven't, other than the Bal Cyprus, that you like working on?
Favorite species?
Yeah.
I really like pyrocanthus.
Why? I can't grow them. I get this fungus or the black whatever they, and they just die out for me.
Mine are in big nursery cans, most of them, but they grow like a weed. They have pretty small leaves.
And they flower.
They repot. They have flowers,
And the
fruit.
Yeah.
You know, what more can you ask for?
Can you eat the
They
berries?
like the heat. I think so.
I should Google it.
I
should Google
think
it.
they're edible, but
I know.
don't tell the world. Yeah, you can eat these berries. But,
Warning people.
I
Put a warning
really
here.
like Bal Cyprus. One of my
That's like
Bal
your favorite.
Cyprus and pyrocanthus. It's two of my favorites.
Easy to grow in Southern Cal here.
And I like olives.
Olives.
I'm very fond of olives.
Well, of
Again,
course.
they can take a punch.
With
I mean, you
Mediterranean.
got to really try to kill one, right?
Well, I've killed a couple in my lifetime already.
You have to not water it.
Or overwater it.
Yeah, I water my olives every day, but they're in.
Shallow pots, yeah.
Well, it just runs right through.
Yeah.
The soil's transparent, so there's not much organic in it.
What's some advice for a beginner bonsai person that's getting into the game right now, and then advice for someone that's been like me, that's been in for years?
I would say for a beginner,
especially someone that's like been in and out of the hobby.
You have to understand that there's 100 ways to do this. You know, just because somebody says you have to do this, it's an art, and it's very subjective. And I think, you know, one person will say do this, another person will say that do that. I think a lot of it should just come from doing it and trial and error, and kind of come up with your own thing if you can. But that's not to say that taking advice from people is not important, because it is. Yeah, of course.
And then I think because you've been in and out of this hobby, I think it's kind of interesting because, you know, interest fades and grows, you know, wanes and fades for a while, and they come back because, you know.
That's what I've done. Yeah. It's been painful.
But what would you?
I want some of those trees back. Oh my gosh.
So what is some advice for a veteran that's weeding out of the game or out of this hobby? Because, you know, this is a long game. You're looking at 20, 30 years to get a show ready tree.
And
so,
if you're getting out, I would say sell your trees while they still look good.
Well, with that note, thank you, Brian, for your time today.
Thank you for
I think
coming.
This is great. You know, it's just listening to other people in and out of this hobby is great to hear. Thank you for your time.
It's a blast. Thank you so much.
Hope you guys liked that interview with Brian Jackson here in Lakeside, I think. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.